Hi everybody, it's me, Karie, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for the volume event, June 2023. I'm really excited to be here with you, and I'm really excited to do the Crafting with You make-along video. We have a lot to do. Those of you who purchased the kit will note that you do have your pre-printed full color directions. So my suggestion is you watch me now. Make maybe some notes on your instructions if there's little tips or something that maybe makes more sense during the video. Then you can get all your pieces cut, come back and watch the video for anything that was a little bit unusual, and then follow me along. So, okay, let's get started. Your kit came with all the little bits and pieces that you need, but it also came with the awesome Crafting with You stamp set and the beautiful Crafting with You dies. Look at this. So awesome. Hopefully I'm going to have enough time and I can show you a few other projects that are made with this that were not part of your kit, but there are a bunch of them. Okay, let's get started. The first one, I am not going to do all of it because I'm not going to tell you how to scrapbook, but I do want to show you how to put together your little book. Now you have all the pieces, you just have to stamp, maybe do some cutting of some of these little things, but I want to show you how to put it together. So you've got 4 little bags, okay, and you're going to need a stapler and a bone folder. Okay, let's go. We're going to start with just a regular bag, just like that. I like to get rid of this flap, so I'm going to take it and I'm just going to fold it back on itself like that. Okay, so there we go. There is the back page, which is back here. Then we want to figure out where the next page goes. And notice I'm putting this as in the front. So I'm going to go and I'm going to line it up. And I'm going to look at where it is to the back piece. And I'm just going to fold it. Now, you see we have another flap here. You have 2 things you can do. You can keep that and use it for additional scrapping, which is what I'm going to do this time. Then we're going to fold this one on top of that one. All right. And bone fold it. You get the idea. And you're just going to keep going with these until you've got, now this one definitely is going to need to be folded over to get it to be just where I want it. So there we go. There's that one. And then the final piece can go like so. Then you're going to just line them. Oh, that's not very good. You're going to just line them all up. Okay, tap it down, get your ends where you want them, and grab your stapler. Put your stapler right near the edge, and just put in a couple of staples. And there you have it. Now your bag book is ready. And see how I left this? Because it can be decorated like this. All right. So those are your choices, but then you can go ahead and decorate this. But I wanted to show you how I folded and put the bags together so that you would be able to see how that works exactly in case the instructions weren't quite what you were looking for. All right, let's go on to one of the fun cards. Okay, now we're going to do the fun little note card that is great for those of you who do embroidery or you have friends who do embroidery. And of course it comes with an envelope. But I wanted to show you how I cut down this paper in order to fit onto this. Now, I didn't want too much white at the top. In fact, when I cut it this time, I probably gave myself a little bit less white, and that's fine. But what I did was I just measured the card. So if you look at that, the card is 3.5. So this is 3.5. So I cut it, boom, right there. I actually cut it where I wanted it. I kind of saw it on my paper. And then it is 5 inches wide. So if you look at mine, and you can do it as you please, I trimmed mine so it's kind of in the center. And yes, I know I have some weird little dot there. I don't know what I did, but there it is. So this is how I cut this piece down. And then you're just going to adhere it to the front of your note card. So you'll just take some adhesive and put it on there. And it should fit perfectly. The other way to do it is to glue it on there and then if you have edges sticking out, go ahead and trim it. Of course, this makes a pretty side too. So totally up to you. So that's how I got that part covered. Then you'll notice I gave you a piece. Now I'm sorry to tell you that this paper is retired and you can no longer get it. But if you need some, I have a little bit I can share with some of you. This is a linen-based paper that actually has a paper transfer. So it's actually sticky. So you'll want to pay attention to that. And then I have a piece of crumb cake. Then you have a little tiny piece of gold. All right, now that is how I got this on there. And this I want to show you for sure. When you cut this out, it is going to cut out this stitched piece right here. And it's going to fall out. There's a cutting line on your die. So that means you end up with just a ring for the actual embroidery hoop. So, and I wanted a gold tip. So let me show you what I did with that. Excuse me. I took just a little tiny bit of adhesive and I put it on a corner. That's probably more adhesive than you want because if you're using liquid, it's going to ooze. So let me see if I can spread that out a little bit. There we go. And I just set it on the corner like that. All right. Now I am going to take some, sorry about that, I forgot to grab it. Some of my awesome Post-it note tape here, which no, Stampin' Up! Does not sell this, but you can get it on Amazon. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that just so I can hold my die in place. And I want to show you this up close. This you can see is where the gold piece is. It has like little, like, you know, you guys have seen embroidery hooks. So I'm just going to line that up like that. Hold that in place. And now I'm going to go over and I'm going to run it in my mini cut and emboss machine. So I will grab that. Now, of course, we do have the big cut and emboss machine, but this little one works for every single die that is in this awesome bundle. So you can see mine is well loved. My my sheets are quite quite scratched up, but you can get more, so it's not a problem. And I don't know about you, but I just use them until they fall apart, which takes an incredible amount of time. I just always make sure I have spares available. So now you will see what I mean when I take this apart. What happens is this piece in the center comes right out if you don't have it taped like I do. But see, now you've got a stitch circle, which you can save for something else, but that's what happens when you cut it out of this piece. So you can determine, I stamped mine after the fact, and what I did was I put both stamps on the block and I used markers. Now the colors I chose are Real Red and Azure Afternoon, which is one of our new colors this year for Stampin' Up. Isn't it beautiful? It's such a pretty color. Okay, so now when I poke this out, when I poke out the ring, you are going to see, I'm going to grab the tip of my scissors. You are, oh, it already fell out. Never mind. That's funny. Okay, can you see? Let me zoom a little bit. Can you see how now I have the gold rim? So what you're going to do is you're going to take the piece that's cut out, that's your circle made from this, and you'll put it on the inside. Now, they're going to be the exact same size, as you can see from this piece that's cut out. They're the exact same size. So what I did was I put them together, and then I just put a little bit of sticky on the back, maybe sticky note, or you can take that piece that you used here. You're going to want to make it a little bit neater than this, trim it down, just to kind of get it to hold in place. And then there you have it, and you've got this beautiful little stitched ring, and then of course it's popped up. Now for the scissors, I'm going to show you a little trick with the scissors. Let me clean up just a bit. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I've got my little pieces. I've cut them out in the basic black and in the silver. Everything should be in the proper envelopes. I want you to notice that I have this silver one has a, I've got it on a piece of, like a little sticky note. It's like one of those sticky note flags, because I don't want to lose that little bit of silver right there. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take the black ones, and this might be a little difficult to see on video, but those of you who have it know that there is a little line, just like, even I'm having trouble seeing it, just like your scissors have, and you're going to clip off the blades for both of the black pieces. And I'm going to try and see that myself. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to add these onto the silver piece. I'm going to just use a touch of our liquid glue and get those set up. All right, so what you're going to want to do is line them up, of course, with the correct piece. So I'm going to put a little of adhesive. Now notice I've kept the little black circle in this set too. Now you can, before you cut this out, you could put it on some like double-sided adhesive paper before you cut it out, and then I'm getting glue everywhere. Then you wouldn't have to worry about putting on the liquid adhesive. It would already be there. But see how it already makes a nice scissor blade. Now, like I said, I've still got the black piece in this one. So what I'm going to do is, whoops, and I dropped my silver piece. There it is. Sorry about that. You'd think I'd be a little more organized considering I'm taping this video today. So you probably just saw a big shot of my head. Sorry about that. And hopefully what's going to happen is if I take and poke, that little silver will stick, and it did. Okay, so now I've saved my little silver dot. All right, so now when I glue on this piece of the handle, it will have that little dot there on the black, so it's going to give some depth to the little piece of silver that I'm going to add over the top. So I'm going to line this up carefully. If you watch my videos on Facebook, which is facebook.com/memory inkers, I'll show that to you in a bit, you will know that careful is not necessarily my forte. I'm kind of a fly by the seat of your pants stamper. You know, I keep it real. And I'm just going to put a little dot right there of the liquid glue. Grab this with the tip of my scissors, or I would say my finger, but I'm not going to be able to see it very well. I should have my take your pick tool here. But now I can slide this into place. Oh, figures, right? Because I'm making a video for you guys, it's going to give me a hard time. All right. You know what? I'm going to pause this so I can get it on there. Sometimes you've just got to keep going, right? Figure out what you're doing. All right, so I got it on there, and now all you're going to do is determine how wide or fat you want your scissors to be open. All right, and of course the dot will go on top, and you can decide. You can have them completely closed if you wanted to, but I wanted to do the thread, make it look like the thread was going through, so I kind of crisscrossed them just a little bit, and you would just put a little dab of glue right there and make them where you want them. But I want to show you how I got the thread around. Now I've pre-cut a bunch of the little spools with the thread, but I am just going to show you the white one. So I gave you a bunch of linen thread. I should probably zoom in for this, and I think I'm going to put this on here so maybe you guys can see a little bit better what I'm doing. So let me zoom in. There we go. So I am going to take this piece, and on the back, I am going to just put a little bit of adhesive so that my ribbon can stay. Now it's going, if you want to, the best thing to do is to like let this sit there and dry for a minute, but we don't have time for that kind of stuff. So I am going to just hold it for a minute. And I know I have adhesive all over my fingers. And now on the other side, I'm going to put the white. Now, I don't know if you guys can see that on camera, but it does have a curve on one side, and there's actually lines in there that kind of look like thread, and I'm sure it's not coming up well on the video, but it is very cool. Now, that is too much adhesive. So I am going to put this so that the roundy part will be considered the top, but you can decide that when you're setting it down. It doesn't really matter. But now see, I have the thread, and there is still sticky in the back. So, oh, and it didn't stay. You guys, it's because I'm doing a video. Y'all know I'm human, right? And this is just my way. So now I'm just going to take it, and just on this one spool, I'm just going to wind it around a few times. And then you're going to want to let it sit and dry. But then there you have it. You've got your threaded ribbon that then you can add to your beautiful little note card. I love these, and I cut them out in a bunch of different colors. What's great about this is, for those of you who have not yet purchased the kit, you may not know that it comes with, when you cut, you get 2 of the spools at a time, but you get 2 sets of 2 spools. Same with the threads. It comes with 2 sets of 2 spools. You've got buttons, all kinds of wonderful things to cut out with this awesome stamp set. So, and I do have a few kits left. So in case you're wondering about the price, please note that this is $54 as a bundle before tax and shipping. And this is going, they are in low inventory. In fact, by the time this airs, it's quite possible they'll be out of stock, but I do have a few. So contact me if you want the kit. I have some left. Okay, so then all you're going to do is just put your card together. I do have this. The scissors are flat, but all of these are up on dimensionals. So you can determine if that's something that you're interested in doing or not. It's totally up to you. All right, let's do some quickies on the other cards. Okay, before we talk about these 2 cards, I wanted to show you when I cut out the spools and I looked at the negative, it reminded me of a book. So what I did was I trimmed down the negative piece and I inserted some more of the thread pieces, and to me it looks like a book. So you just have to be careful trimming. I am not the best fussy cutter, FYI. But anyway, I thought this was a fun idea and I wanted to share it with you guys. So other ways to use your dies. We always need more things with them, correct? All right, so we're going to start with the easy cards. Now, these come from, you each got both of these card bases, and you notice they're a little bigger than average. They are from the card kit called Bright and Beautiful Memories and More Cards, and the cards are actually 5.9, oh, that's centimeters, I'm sorry, 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. So they're a little bigger than the standard card A4 that we do, but they're awesome. And of course, they've got the beautiful envelopes, which have the pretty on the opposite sides. So I'm not going to put the whole cards together because, you know, I only have 30 minutes. But I want to show you some little bits and tricks that I did with this card. So one of the things that you got all kinds of little pieces here with your kit, right? Including the ribbon. I've pre-stamped yours. You have to stamp it and cut it out with the dies, but this little sewing machine is so cute. So I just want to show you real quick how it's probably not that hard for you to figure out, but I'm going to show you anyway. I took, and let me zoom again. I took it and I went right to that little needle mark, trimmed it. So now I could take my thread and I just slid it in. I decided, now before you lock this down, decide how you want it to curve on your page or on your card front. Then you can put some tear and tape on the back and let it stay loose. And then you can have it go right into the stitching so it looks like it is embroidering for you. Isn't that fun? Such a fun idea. So super simple. Some of you have asked, where did I cut out these pieces? So let me show you. It's 2 different die sets, and they are right here. Okay. The stylish shapes, which you guys have seen me use a million times. Oops, let me zoom back down. I use this piece here for that one. And then I use the Stitch with Whimsy dies. It's this one right here. It does not cut out the square. So I had to die it to get the little stitching, and then I trimmed it down. So I did do that for you because I knew you did not have it. And then the tailor-made tags is what's used here. So while I've got them out, I just want to show you. I used this one. And I like that it comes with these little extras. So they are tailor-made tags are $22. Stylish shapes are $30. And the Stitch with Whimsy are $29. Okay, so anyway, that's how we did that. And then I put mine up on dimensionals. It helps to get room for the ribbon in the back. And then this is up on dimensionals too. And of course I added buttons. So that's that simple card. Now, this one, I don't have a lot of time, so I want to quickly show you. Obviously, you're going to cut your pieces. You're going to make that the same. Stamp and embroider that as you choose. But here is my tip for this little paper trimmer. You will see that when you cut it out with the silver, you can kind of see the lines, but mine are a little bit more defined. I don't know if that's picking up. But what I did was, after I cut it out, I also cut 2 of the little slidey things. So you have a score blade and a cutting blade to add on top. On this one, I only put the cutting blade. But all I did for this was, because I wanted it all, you're going to want to trim it so that you don't want to lose any pieces. So don't lose your pieces, trim it out and save that. And then you're going to trim off your little cutting arm, and you're going to save that. But now you want to trim off, and it's a little hard for me to see this, so I'm hoping I get it right because it's got the lighting. So I trimmed that down. And then all I did was, when I trimmed this, I trimmed it past the line carefully. And I don't think this is going to come out very well because honestly, you guys, I can't see it. So it doesn't look that great, but it's a little bit wider than the arm, than the piece. And then I trimmed it again. And you're going to want to take your time with it, obviously, like I said. But then when you put it back in place, you get a little bit of space in between things, if that makes sense. So I wanted to be sure you guys knew how to do that. And then, of course, attach all the little pieces. Your directions tell you, but the little pieces that you're going to cut from the Designer Series paper that came in your kit are 2-inch squares. Whoops. So I hope that makes sense for you. All right, I only have a few minutes left. So again, I am going to remind you that I do have a few more of the kits left. And in the kit, you will get everything to make these 2 cards. You will make the note card, which I set aside and lost, which is my way. And you will get all of the pieces. I have cut all these pieces for you. I just did not put it together for you because you may not like the colors I chose. So I left it up to you, but you've got the complete directions. So you're going to get all of that. So the 3 cards, everything you need except the staples, and of course your adhesives and inks, that kind of thing. And of course the Crafting with You bundle, which includes these awesome dies and the Crafting with You stamp set. You're also getting 12 sheets of the Designer Series paper to help you decorate, and all of the ribbons and things that you need to get started. So One other thing, I don't want to forget to tell you guys this because it's everybody's favorite, especially those of you who are scrapbookers. Our designer series paper at Stampin' Up! Is on sale right now for 15% off. There are 13 different scrapbook packs that are, designer series paper packs that are on sale. And they include the Merry and Bright 6x6 piece, which has actually 48 sheets in it. Most of them are like the 12x12 pieces and the 6x6 are $10.62, down from $12.50. There is one pack called Delightfully Eclectic, which is 12x12, and I believe it's 48 sheets. That one is marked down from $30 to $12.50, but you can see there are quite a few of them. And where do you go to find those? Well, go to my Stampin' Up! Website, which is memoryinkers.com. That will take you directly to shop at my Stampin' Up! Store. If you have any questions, go to memoryinkers@gmail.com, or you can follow me on Facebook, which is facebook.com/memoryinkers. One last tip. Do you want it all, but your budget is tight, especially when you've been watching the videos here on Volume? Well, we have a special right now. You can get $155 worth of product for only $99. What a deal, right? So technically, and then after that, you're going to be able to get your products at a discount, which is awesome. So technically, you are a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator at that point. You can sell to your friends, or you can be what we call a happy hobbyist and just order your products at a discount. You can email me at memoryinkers@gmail.com. If you have questions about that, I will be happy to help you. So hopefully that tells you everything you need to know about this. But let me show you a few more fun ideas. I wanted to show you this adorable little paper trimmer, and I've seen so many girls do it. And they've put like a person's name on it, and then you can put a pin back. Now, I did mine on a piece of fun foam, and then I cut it again with some window sheet. So you can see, well, I've got it glued down, but you can see that it looks like your everything is shiny, like our paper trimmers are, right? And of course, I've got the little cutter on there, but how fun is that, right? Cute, cute, cute idea. Here's some other fun cards that I have made with this kit. You'll see these are cut out. Here's a simpler one that doesn't have all the cutouts. It's just stamped. The background was done with our awesome blending brushes on both cards. But that's really fun for your friends who sew or paint. And then a lot of you loved this video. This video is available. How I made this background is available on my Facebook site. Again, that's facebook.com/memoryinkers. So hopefully you will go there and follow me doing other things. Oops, I'm sorry. My my timer went off, which means I've got about a minute or two left. And I'm going to be online while this video is playing. So you guys can ask me questions. I hope you have been. I hope you will share this video with your friends. That not only promotes Volume for Kate, who, hello, thank you, Kate, does such an excellent job with these. And also, of course, it helps me, and I am a small business here in Farmington Hills, Michigan, as a direct seller for Stampin' Up. Again, if you are going to shop, my website is memoryinkers.com. If you shop this month, June 2023, please use this hostess code, F as in Frank, N as in Nancy, E as in Edward, K as in Carrie, R as in Robert, G as in George, Q as in Queen, B as in Bobby. Okay, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I would love to be able to see you guys again. I will have another kit for you guys coming up at the next volume. And of course, follow me on my Facebook page where I am setting up a bingo. I know you guys love bingos, so make sure you reach out to me. memoryinkers.com is my Stampin' Up! Site. Gmail, memoryinkers@gmail.com is my email, and my Facebook page, facebook.com/Memory Inkers. Thanks, you guys. Have a blessed and wonderful weekend. I hope